Hello, you lovely lot. I've got to try and fit this into 6 minutes and 52 seconds because apparently my phone memory is full and my very large SD card is now full. Couldn't make this shit up. So, flour, I can get 9 kilos in there. Put the lid on, but don't fasten it down because it's sealable. You'll break the seal. And then bang it down just so you don't get flour everywhere, to get rid of all the oxygen out of your tub. 10 litres, 9 kilos. I've put 5 food grade silica moisture absorbers in there and 10 dehydrated bay leaves that work just as well as fresh. So flour, again, making flatbreads and stuff like that, if there's a grid down and you can't use your bread maker. I'm trying to rush through this now because time's against me. Make sure you get a broth mix in because there's loads of stuff in there. And I do believe the best pulse to buy are red lentils because they contain the most protein. And then you need your salt, pepper, and then a few spices, maybe a little bit of cheese to make, and then stuff that you can find out and about, nettles for example, to make a really, really nice healthy soup to add to your flatbreads that you can just put a little bit of ghee over the top and you've got a nice healthy meal on a proper shoestring budget. So flour. Right, so yeah, bay leaves, they're an insect repellent. They've got something called eucalyptol in there. Weevils, they hate it. They can't stand it. Weevil excrement can be made totally safe through cooking, which is what you're going to do with your flour anyway. Excessive, weevil excrement dust can irritate asthma, but it's in such small amounts that you won't notice. It won't bother you. And if you do find a weevil in there and you end up cooking it into your bread by mistake, it's just extra protein. They're not poisonous. Don't worry about it. Right, so how long have we got left? Three odd minutes. Right, so there was a guy, some of you guys will know this. There's a guy called Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he's a Japanese scientist. Explored the effects of human consciousness on the molecular structure of water, testing the influence of thoughts. I've had to do notes of thoughts, prayers, music, and even intentions over 2 decades. He wasn't taken seriously because he was seen as a pseudoscientist, and you get called a pseudoscientist generally when you're onto something that's good, They trash your name, just like they did with. So anyway, there's something called a. He died in 2014 of pneumonia. Just like Kerry Mullis did in 2019, and his wife in 2019, both of pneumonia. Trying to find information about his last wife, who knew so much, but also died of pneumonia, because he created the PCR test. He was the only one, and his wife, that would have been able to stand up and say, "Hold on a minute, you shouldn't be using it for this." So yeah, maybe he went the same way. Who knows? That is a bit of just a conspiracy of mine. But as far as Kerry Mullis and his wife is concerned, it's not a conspiracy. I'm not fucking stupid. Yeah, and he had very, 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 very strong views on Kerry Mullis had very strong views on HIV, AIDS, climate change that didn't fit the official narrative, and neither did his wife's. So bang bang, off your pop. So there's something called the rice water consciousness test. Look it up. Dr. Masaru Emoto, right? Japanese scientist. Rice consciousness. There is something in it. Try it. I've tried it. I've done this experiment and it worked. So lots of videos out there, lots of people trying to debunk it. And it could change the way that you see the whole world, and more importantly, the way you see yourself. The world, the planet, this world that we live in is 70% water, and so are you. There are so many connections between a human being, and the world that we live around. So many things that there's too many for it to be a coincidence, you know. And I'm far from naive. So yeah, just look up this rice water consciousness test, and have a look into it. And not just that experiment. There are loads and loads of other experiments that he did. So yeah, just remember, you're 70% water. So learn to love yourself. Much love. Ciao for now.